some exciting plays around the rim, and both these teams shoot it well. Presbyterian leads the league, the Big South, in three-point percentages. So a lot of their points come there, but they also like to get out and run just like this Upstate team, and both teams shoot it well depending on the night.
Tip controlled by the Spartans, and we are underway. And like you said, we went through the Upstate record. Presbyterian 9-15 overall in the year, 2-7 coming into tonight. These are the teams, the last two currently in the standings in the Big South.
Great trap.
See a jump ball, and that'll be Presbyterian basketball. But like you said, Ken, don't look at those records. These teams have been in a lot of games this year, especially in the conference calendar, just haven't been able to turn those into wins.
Question. Both of these teams really guard you, especially in the backcourt. That matchup you're seeing right there is key. Mincy looking to bounce back. There's a paint touch for Presbyterian.
Nice hook shot by Kaleb Scott, doesn't go, and the rebound secured by Daniel Helterhoff.
Wow, Iverson King matched Mr. Dean on that elevation. Great attempt there at a stick back, couldn't get it to go.
The redshirt sophomore guard, Ronnie Gregory the other way. Stolen away by Stewart. Stewart runs the floor, getting inside, can't finish the layup. A tough finish there on the reverse, but pokes it away.
They stay with the play, 3 and white.
Mincy fakes the three, drives inside, kicks it out to King. He fakes a three. Back out to Stewart from distance, and that's short.
Yeah, didn't stay with the shot. Was kind of fading away from it. He's a very good shooter, and it's turned into a very reliable three-point shooter, but just wasn't on balance. Kind of faded out of that shot. It was short.
Couple of good defensive plays by Presbyterian early on, but not able to cash in on the other end.
Yeah, Mike, I'm kind of old school. You know, it goes with the time I've been on the earth. But anyway, I'd like to see players, you know, less kicking out and maybe finishing plays in transition at the rim.
Helterhoff underneath. That's no good.
Good interior defense that time by Scott with help from King.
Corey Mincy the other way. Like you said, the key matchup tonight, Mincy up against Carmelo Atkins, who did a tremendous job on Mincy guarding him last time out, as that three is off the back iron. Offensive rebound to Scott, who finishes it off and gets the scoring started here tonight.
Big, strong kid with big, strong hands and knows how to finish 8 feet and in very well as anybody in the conference.
Gregory the other way, the redshirt sophomore from Palmetto, Florida.
Interesting matchup here. Makes
its way to Mr. Dean. Freshman leading scorer for the Spartans. Gregory off the mark on that three. And it's out of bounds. It's Blue Hose basketball.
Yeah, one thing I was going to mention, Mike, on 2 trips before that, they got a turnover because they got caught in a trap. The guards for Upstate have to be aware of that tonight, because PC likes to trap when you get across the timeline and get in those situations over there on the side. They will trap you and do a good job of it.
Iverson King driving and pass along the baseline to Stewart. It's it poked away. King saves it, but that's stolen away by Drew McConnell. McConnell the other way, inside to Atkins with the great athletic finish there to tie the score at 2.
Nice finish, selfless play.
Great body control in midair by Atkins to finish off that one. Here's King the other way. Matchup of the zeros there. Taken away from him. Great lead pass forward to Atkins. Atkins runs the floor and finishes off the layup. It's 4-2 Upstate.
Atkins with a nice Euro finish. That body control, almost a steal by Dean. He's over 40 steals on the year, twice as many as any of his teammates.
King gets it stripped underneath by Helterhoff. Gregory fakes the corner three, spins around. Atkins will take one and hits.
Good looking jump shot shared by his teammates. Upstate doing an excellent job of quick passes, getting them in position for open looks.
Now leads 7-2 after a slower start by the Spartans and a couple of turnovers. Trying to find their groove on the last few possessions. Kaleb Scott at the top of the key. Hands off to Kobe Stewart, who was honored right before pregame for that 1,000 points he got against Radford.
Ran a play for Harvey. Had a good look, couldn't get it to go down. Excellent transition defense, though, using that length.
Helterhoff on Scott.
Might have got away
around.
with one.
McConnell underneath, able to find the finish.
Great finish.
9-2 Upstate.
Great finish for a small guy like that. Strength bucket on that one.
9-0 run for the visitors after PC's opening bucket. Corey Mincy whirling around, tried to find that pass inside for Scott. Saw a deflection, and it will be Spartans basketball as we head to the first time out of the game. 15:40 to go in this first half. USC up.
Youth and upperclassmen, but it's about building a culture, and that takes a while, and I think both of these programs definitely headed in the right direction. But you know, the thing I like is that they really guard you. Both teams really guard you. And it's just a matter of one of these teams getting hot near the end of the year and playing well and bringing it all together and could really do some damage in the tournament. You never know.
It can all start tonight as we head toward the stretch run of the season. We have a wonky handoff, and it does go to the Blue Hose. Another turnover for Upstate. That's number 4 early on in the game.
Yeah, Stewart, quick hands, length, and gets his team a possession. Very important.
Both teams coming in tonight currently on a losing streak. PC 3 games, USC Upstate 7 games. Critical game tonight to try and win and kickstart your stretch run of the year. Like you said, go into that Big South tournament exactly a month from today, strong. Scott gets his own miss, then finishes. Big, strong finish there from Kaleb Scott.
We got a technical.
9-4, but there's a technical, I believe, on that celebration, perhaps?
Voiced his frustration, and the ref took it maybe a little more personal than he should have. Let's see. He's claiming he got fouled, and he probably did, watch this, you know, enough to maybe make the call, but I think he was more, I don't think he was directing that at the official. And maybe he took it like that, Mike, but.
A strange one. Britt Harris comes in to take the technical free throw, and he makes it. It's 10-4 Upstate. It'll be possession for Upstate back under their own basket after that technical free throw. Britt Harris into the game, the junior guard from Gary, Indiana. He's been hot with back-to-back double-figure games. I think Coach Schmarty Richter saying he loves him in this 6-man role. Gets the ball taken away from him there underneath.
Mincy.
Parrish loses it, though, the other way. The other way, Chico Johnson gets fouled.
Johnson did a good job of getting by Mincy, and then Mincy with the recover block. Tough not to make that call if you're an official. Don't know if he got arm or not. It was a bang-bang play.
Johnson, the redshirt freshman from Toledo, Ohio. 64% foul shooter on the year. Misses the first off the front iron.
And Mike, I was about to say Harris, I believe, is the same kid who had a nasty fall earlier in the year when they were playing at University of South Carolina. Got undercut, I believe, and it was really a scary moment. Landed on the floor very awkwardly up near his head and back area and neck area. But it's bounced back.
Empty trip for Johnson at the line. Still a 7-point game. Here's Scott on the far wing.
Peterson now in the game for
Stewart inside to Scott. Scott trying to get through the double team. Good footwork there. Couldn't finish. Gets his own miss. Still trying to power through underneath. That's a grown man finish from Kaleb Scott. Able to work through the traffic.
Another great steal by Stewart.
Thrown away there, like you said, by Stewart.
And Harrison with the quick
whacked down. Yeah. We'll stay with Presbyterian. Fast and furious action here, Clint.
Absolutely. Great job of reading the opposition by Stewart, and then Harris with the quick hands prevented the easy bucket in transition.
Kaleb Scott with all 6 points for Presbyterian. Couldn't connect on that long hook shot.
Yeah, there's a decided advantage in there now. They're pretty small in there outside of Garcia is Upstate right now. Another steal by
taken away by Parrish. He'll look to push the pace, kicks it over to Mincy. Back to Stewart. Thought about the three. Mincy thought about it as well. Instead, we'll circle back. Back to Stewart. Lobs it into Scott. Not trying to work along the baseline. Hook shots
Well
again,
done.
and he finishes.
Yeah, he usually finishes very well with that one-handed delivery, whether he goes off of 2 feet or 1. He usually goes off of 2, that time off of 1, but usually very reliable with that shot inside of 8 feet.
Now 3-point game. Kaleb Scott with all 8 points here in the early goings for PC. It'll be Stewart gets the miss there. Peterson the other way.
Thought about it.
Stewart backing down Harris there. Kicked it back out to Mincy for 3. No good. BC 4 for 12 so far to start corner. 3 for Gregory. That's well off.
Clean as look as he'll get.
Flex out will stay with the Spartans. Like you said, couldn't get too much better of a look than that, but Gregory just couldn't knock it down there.
That was a breakdown in transition defensively for the Blues. Lucky Gregory was way off on that.
Had 11 points over the weekend against Radford. A tough 10-point loss for the Spartans. Peterson takes it away and slams it.
Yeah, he's a high flyer in his own right now. We talk about Mr. Dean on the other side, who's not in the game right now, and rightly so, but this kid 14 in white for Presbyterian can really get off the ground as well. See a little taste of it right there, Mike.
Turnovers racking up for the Spartans. 4 of them in the last 2:25. Open 3 here on this near side. No good there. Rebound to Carl Parrish. With PC down by 1. Here with 12:06 to go in the first half. Parrish over to King. Parrish back over to Petaway.
Yep.
Your Petaway into the game. Wilson thought about the 3. 1 second on the shot clock to go. The turnaround shot off the back iron.
Excellent box out there. Team box out by Upstate.
And Harris pulls down the rebound. Couldn't finish on the other end. Wilson the other way to Parrish.
Good transition defense that time by Upstate. But blew the chippy on the other end.
Iverson King work along the baseline, trying to muscle his way in and draws a foul.
Yeah, trying and getting it done, right? Skinner trying to hold his ground.
So that will head to a break here. US
continued to work hard, not only on his shot, but his body and the whole 9, taking care of the academics, the whole thing. And he's turned into a heck of a young man and a very good basketball player, no question.
Speaking of success, PC currently on a 6-0 run. Iverson King at the line, looking to increase that, and he does as he hits the first free throw. That is 7-0 run, and Presbyterian ties the game at 11.
Yeah, noticed early in the game that Coach Farrell had started out King guarding Mr. Dean, and I think that's what we're going to get right now. So this will be a great matchup because
Dean so far very quiet, has not had a shot attempt yet.
And I'm going to tell you, Iverson King, if Dean gets it done tonight, he'll have done his work because King will make him work for everything.
Iverson King, the freshman guard out of Louisville, North Carolina, 3-point attempt here, and that's off the mark by Drew McConnell.
That was an excellent pass by Mr. Dean, finding the open shooter. Got to him quick and efficiently, just missed the shot.
Dean, of course, by being a freshman, leading the way in scoring for the Spartans. A little over 15 points a game. King driving in, gets the layup to go, gets the friendly roll.
He's got a lot of upside, he really does. And you'll see Tristan Wilson at points now. He's out there right now, as a matter of fact. Both those guys, a lot of upside. Great steal by Petaway.
Great quickness there. And Petaway tries to push the pace the other way. We'll slow things down and reset with Jamari Harvey. Head coach Quentin Farrell telling me expects Harvey to be an X factor, really, as Petaway tried the 3 there, and that was off the front iron.
Yeah, as slim as Harvey is, he's tough as nails, and he can really shoot the ball. There's no question.
Averages a little over 8 points per game, and they're hoping his athleticism has gotten better. Carmelo Atkins knocks down the 3 to tie the game at 14. Back to Harvey. His athleticism has gotten better as the year has gone on. Had some off-season surgery last fall. That kind of limited him, Coach Farrell said. It seems like he's been getting better and better. They hope he can be a guy who gets them 10 to 15 points a night.
Oh, he can, and he's capable of doing a lot more.
Stolen away here, and here is Mr. Dean. And he scores his first points of the night.
Now, I want you to know, because I've seen this kid play several times, he could have shown off a lot more than that, Mike. I'm just telling you. He'll wait till somebody's contesting it to show off. He's got it like that, I promise. You'll probably see one or two of those plays tonight at the rim.
Dean off. Very quiet until that point.
There goes Harvey.
Harvey with the answer the other way. Connell quickly on the offensive end. And
good no call by the officials,
around.
Mike.
Like you said, no call. Wilson picked it up, but he gets fouled down here. Frenetic pace, a lot of turnovers so far. 8:42 to go in the first half, and 15 combined turnovers between the teams.
Yeah.
Been a little sloppy at times.
A little sloppy at times, you're right. Some good action. Teams just trying to settle in to what they want to do.
Both teams who love to run the floor as well.
Yeah,
you get that high-octane pace,
Yep.
you're going to get that at times.
That's the way you recruit them is long, lean athletes, and they like to get up and down. Smart for doing that.
Gets the inbounds pass. 7 straight starts tonight for Iverson King.
Well, that is a
draws the
great
foul.
matchup. King and Dean. That is a fantastic matchup. King got a couple of inches on him at 6'7". Dean at 6'5". Both of them, especially Dean with cat-like quickness.
Kaleb Scott gets the inbound, handed it off to Quadir Petaway. Back to Scott posting up here on Helterhoff. Spins around and doesn't get it to go. That shot off the back iron. It looked really good at first coming out of his hands, but it'll stay with the Blue Hose.
Yeah, they like the matchup down there. They think Scott has the quickness and can get around Helterhoff and get those good looks, which he's getting. Not hitting a high percentage of them right now like he normally does. But they do like the matchup.
Helterhoff, the junior forward out of Cologne, Germany, forced into the starting lineup due to the injury to Braylon Garcia a couple of games ago. That three is short from Harvey. And into the bench they go on the far side.
Another excellent play to save his team a possession by Kobe Stewart. Otherwise, that ball's going the other way.
Braylon Garcia active tonight for the Spartans, but seems like he'll be in the game in a limited fashion. You saw him in a spurt a couple of minutes ago. He'll be in off the bench here and there. That'll play on the far end. Drives in for the free throw line, kicks it out.
Good job of saving that possession, Petaway. Could have lost it.
6 on the shot clock to go for Harvey. Harvey, the step back jumper gets blocked.
Great block.
Now is Chico Johnson there. Mr. Dean the other way. That athletic finish for great body control in midair.
Ball got hit in midair and he hung on to it.
Gives Upstate the lead once more.
Great hands.
Stolen away there, and here's Dean again. And he gets fouled, and they count the shot.
He was special around the bucket. There's no question about that.
Well, we did say he was quiet, Ken. No longer Mr. Dean.
Scores the ball around the basket in a variety of ways.
We'll have a chance at a three-point play here coming out of the media timeout. And a couple of buckets in transition, as Ken alluded to. Get his night started. And can complete the three-point play as that free throws off the back iron. So it stays 20-16.
Half-court trap by the Upstate.
The Dean almost picking the pocket of Harvey around the corner.
He's slick like that, I'm telling you. He comes out of nowhere. He's got a lot of steals this year. Constantly be aware of that.
Ori Mincy the other way. Mincy yet to score. Coming into tonight, back-to-back 20-point games. Great pass underneath by Kaleb Scott and Iverson King on the finish.
Yeah, he had to muscle through the contest or the defense from the defender and find his teammate and did a great job.
Pull-up jump shot for Chico Johnson at the free throw line, and that rolls in.
Nice
Upstate back up by 4.
Soft delivery by Chico Johnson.
Harvey can work through the press. There's the steal by Carmani Gregory, and he lays it in.
It's just a lazy pass.
Turnover number 8 for PC here in this first half.
Yeah, that's way too many. Not taking very good care of the basketball. That's why they're getting beat at home.
PC down by 6 with a little over 6 minutes to go in the first half. Corey Mincy setting the offense. Got to score here tonight once again, coming into today off back-to-back 20-point games. At 24 against High Point. He's off the mark there. And Helterhoff clears the board.
I don't think it's happened yet, but it might soon get in the head of Corey Mincy that for some reason he struggles against this team. Let's see if he can snap out of it. He's a very good player, and I think he will.
Atkins with the cross-court pass to Mr. Dean, and he hits it from 3.
Tell you what, if he's hitting that shot, you can forget about everything else.
Only the 8th made 3 of the year for Mr. Dean. Makes it 27-18. TC draws a foul quickly the other way.
Yeah, nice action there, but if Mr. Dean is hitting threes, boy, there's trouble.
As you get another look, that 3 by Mr. Dean we talking about pregame, has a bit of an awkward delivery on his shot, but you don't question it if he gets it done.
Yeah, that's not his strength, but if he's going to play at the next level, wherever. I don't know where, Mike, but if he wants a shot at the big time, he'll have to work on that and put in the time. It's not how, it's how many, right? Can't tell you the number of times growing up that I'd walk in a gym or on a playground or something like that, and dudes had the ugliest shot, and they'll make 20 in a row from 20 feet unless you guard them. You know, just simply didn't put in the time. It's all about that muscle memory, you know.
King goes 1 for 2 from the line. It's 27-19. Iverson King had his streak snapped this week. Previously, back-to-back Big South Freshman of the Week awards. Helterhoff launches the 3 off the back iron. Mincy the other way. Vita struggles against Upstate. Had 8 points and 7 rebounds on January the 8th, but a very inefficient 8 points, went 3 of 14 from the field in that game. As Petaway's short jumper off the mark. Gregory thought about the 3, drives in. Instead, Atkins will take 1. And that's no good. Scott with the rebound.
Got a good look. Good job. He makes communicating and operating with his teammate. There goes Mincy.
Mincy driving in, and there he goes. He gets on the score sheet there with that layup. 6-point game now with a little over 4 minutes to go.
Excellent on-the-ball defender is Mincy. Most of these guys are.
Tapped away, only for a moment. Isaiah Skinner able to regather.
Yeah, Peterson's ability to guard on the perimeter.
Skinner with a beautiful reverse layup. What a job there by the redshirt junior guard.
Yep. Utilizing the basket for protection there to keep it away from the shot blocker. Good job by that young man.
Upstate back up by 8. Corey Mincy once again over to Stewart. Stewart trying to drive in. Stripped from him for a moment. Mincy picks it up. 4 on the shot clock. The straightaway 3 is good.
Now he's starting to get it percolating. I figured he would. He's just too good.
Quick 5 points for Corey Mincy. Gregory the other way with a beautiful finish at the rim.
Great move by Gregory. First off, he beat a very good on-the-ball defender off the bounce and then had to finish on the other side with the reverse. Beautiful job by Gregory.
Tapped away. Wilson almost tried to volleyball tap it to Petaway on that deflection, but that's stolen away. Scott grabs the miss. Mincy once more setting the offense. Quick 5 points for him in the last couple of possessions. And he puts up a jumper there and gets the friendly roll.
A little bit of mid-range heat check there by 4 and White. Starting to get it going, starting to feel it.
And up to 7 points now. coach Quinton Farrell saying that was a key part for Presbyterian, trying to get some revenge on Upstate after the 10-point loss earlier this year, as Helterhoff's hook shot is no good.
Nice attempt by Helterhoff, just couldn't quite get it to go in.
Nice step back for Mincy, and he cashes in. Corey Mincy on fire.
Oh, and then they broke down.
Defensive breakdown on the other end.
Broke down.
Just stops the momentum for a moment. But Corey Mincy absolutely taking over this game in the last couple of minutes.
Absolutely. Great run by Four and White. He's capable. He has a great feel for the game, too. Just a sophomore, but, you know, he knows when he needs to score the ball and when he needs to set up his teammates.
4-point game now. Mincy driving in over to Petaway. Petaway with the dunk at the rim.
That's Peterson. That's Peterson.
Peterson, rather.
Jalen Peterson. Yeah, we talked about him, Michael. High-flying ability. That time on the baseline with a nice finish.
Redshirt sophomore forward out of Stone Mountain, Georgia.
An Atlanta area, no doubt.
Great vision there by Mincy to find that pass. Scott nearly tapped it away. It's a kick ball, though.
That's a great job by a big guy guarding on the perimeter. Staying low and moving your feet.
Led to another media timeout. PC, he only had 8 points on that January 8th meeting against Upstate. Already has 10 here tonight.
Yeah, looks like he's kind of, it'll be interesting when Adkins comes back in the game, if and when he's guarding him. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Head coach Quinton Farrell telling me that game for Corey Mincy almost a month ago against Upstate was one of the worst games he ever saw the sophomore guard play. And he said, Corey just plays up to his capabilities. We might win this game, and he gets the steal there coming out of the timeout. Mincy lays it up and in and draws the foul.
I think he got Dean on that. Yep, sure did. Late on the delivery, maybe even after he had let it go. Let's watch this. Great steal by Mincy, and a very good on-the-ball defender, if not great. Yeah, I didn't see much there. But
you just see the hand of Dean in there on the ribs.
I could have maybe gone without that one. I don't think that had really much to do with the play. We'll see if that factors into the rest of this game. That's a tough call if you're Upstate. Mincy.
That's Dean's second of the game. Mincy couldn't complete the 3-point play. Tied at 33. Just about a minute to go here in the first half. Britt Harris back in the game. Now we have a whistle.
Wilson came up out of his stance and had to put his hands on him. And, of course, you're not allowed to do that.
Tristan Wilson, so that's his first foul game. And Britt Harris will inbound to the right of us here along the near baseline. Near sideline, rather. Gregory setting the offense, lobs it into Dean. Dean tried to pop up for that pass inside. Braylon Garcia got tapped away. It stays with the Spartans.
Peterson with good recognition, getting his hand on that.
Garcia slowly coming back from injury, getting another spurt here in the game. Armani Gregory to inbound underneath the PC basket on that far side.
And I think the referee just gave a verbal warning to Dean and Mincy. Great steal there by Peterson.
Taken away from Dean, up to Stewart, who lays it in, and PC up by 2.
Mike, great teaching point here for some of our younger viewers. Stewart just made sure to make the bucket.
He blocks it on the other end and has a couple of words for Gregory.
He's going to get teed up if he doesn't watch it. They get a taunting foul.
Big block there underneath the rim by Kobe Stewart. And as you get another look at it, Gregory looked like he had that clean open drive in, and Stewart with that great athleticism able to deny him at the rim. Perhaps, like you said, maybe got away with the taunting technical there.
Yeah, he's got to be careful there. 2 great plays. No, the point I was going to make is when he made the layup on that end, you know, a lot of kids, or at least some kids in that situation, would have tried to dunk the basketball. We'll watch the block here again. Just an outstanding play. And then after, he's got to be very careful. The ref was in the neighborhood. And Now that's okay because he's not, but he was kind of in the face or close enough to the opposition on that, and you know, in directing.
Saw Mr. Dean trying to make that argument.
Yeah.
And a quick timeout there for Upstate. 31.5 seconds left in this first half. About 7-second differential between shot and Gamecock. Inbounded to Braylon Garcia, spinning around in the lane. The hook shot, no good. Tapped around, and the miss is chased down by Kaleb Scott. Well, Garcia, you see, is down behind the play. Braylon Garcia just coming back tonight from injury. That'll be a worrying sign for head coach Marty Richter and company.
I think it was the ankle. It's 4 and white, and he's gotten it rolling lately. He's kind of gotten over that psychological hump. So I would have him probably in a 2-man game and make sure Scott maybe gets a touch down on the low block as well. So let 4 initiate it, play through 30 with 3 involved as well somehow.
Here you see Corey Mincy starting the action. 10 seconds to go. Mincy far from the basket with 6 to go. Now Mincy tries to get going. 2 seconds. And a foul called with 1.7 left. Being guarded there by Carmani Gregory.
Yeah, a lot of people would think that's a bad foul, but that foul's almost unavoidable.
To get Corey Mincy the ball here.
Absolutely. Or whoever, because they all shoot it well from the perimeter, so you can't be real picky here. But their initial thought is to at least try to get Mincy, Stewart, or maybe even Wilson a look. Let's see. It's going to be Scott. You got to let it go.
Back to Stewart. The 3 at the buzzer. No good.
Pretty well designed play, Mike.
Yep, just couldn't get the execution off, and we head into the half with Presbyterian leading USC Upstate 35-33. He's on defense throughout the year, throughout certain periods of the game, but we've seen it show up here tonight and really turn over this Upstate team.
Mike, I don't think you can think about college basketball these days at any level, especially at this level, without considering the portal, because that changes the equation of everything. It's virtually a new team almost every year.
Mr. Dean driving in and gets us started in the second half as he gets up to 12 points and ties this game at 35.
Iverson King thought he was in very good position, took the charge, but no call. Dean with a strong finish at the rim.
Dean rather with 11 after that bucket. 11 points on 5 of 5 shooting. Dean very efficient, but Scott with the answer the other way.
Yeah, he's a very strong player at 6'8" to go up over the 6'10" Helter off. Just muscle through and to make the basket.
He's been getting the best of that matchup underneath Scott. And draws
numbers.
Gregory into the miss. Presbyterian numbers the other way. Corner 3 for Harvey. No good.
You see what I'm talking about? You got a 4-on-2, and there's nothing wrong with that play. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just from a different era, Michael.
Dean, the mid-ranger, rolls off. Now Presbyterian with the chance to increase their lead.
It's like you said earlier, whatever works, right?
Mincy for 3 off the front iron. 1 rebound to Scott. And Scott draws the blocking foul. Now will be charged to Helterhoff. And again, another example as Scott was driving in there. Ken, is Scott really getting the advantage of that matchup there at the center position.
Yeah, he's just more mobile. You know, he bounces around down there. He's strong. He's a presence down there at 6'8", he's playing out of position. Presbyterian 6'10" kid is out for the year, or most of it anyway. Jonah Pierce. And so Scott, who you could call him a small ball 5, I guess, if you want, because he does play the position well. But I mean, at this level, at 6'8", you're most nights you're going to be guarding somebody 2 or 3 inches taller than you are. And
first trip to the line.
A very good job.
First trip to the line tonight for Scott, and he goes 1 for 2 from the line as Atkins clears the board there off the miss.
Good transition defense by the Blue Hose on that trip.
BC now lead by 3. And Helterhoff, this is 3rd straight start tonight, forced into the starting lineup the last couple of games due to that injury to Braylon Garcia, and looks like he got injured right at the end of the first half once again. We have a foul along the baseline on that far side. Charge to Jamari Harvey. That will be his first tonight. Gregory to inbound though on the baseline.
They wanted to lob that to Dean, but good D by Presbyterian.
And it's McConnell with the three-point attempt, and
King.
that's short. Dean with the awareness and the steal and the flush.
Yep, he does that. He'll sneak in there, and you know he can finish with the best of them.
NC runs into a crowd, gets it taken away from him. Gregory the other way, tried to lob it up to Dean. It's an offensive foul as he pushed on Harvey there.
Did. It's a good call. Just pushed him out of the way. They couldn't get their timing right on the lob. Mitzi got out of control there in that press situation.
So interestingly enough, that's Dean's third foul, so now he'll head to the bench. Well, I assume will be an extended period of time as he gets that quick third foul.
You would think at least 6-7 minutes maybe, Mike. You don't know. Not sure how Coach Richter treats that. It definitely changes the complexion of the game.
Under 10 to go on the shot clock for Kobe Stewart. In the corner there, three. Needs to get a shot off. Just gets it up before the timer goes, but it was well off the mark. Atkins trying to reset here. McConnell on the far side, over to Gregory. Swings it over to Atkins. Helterhoff. Under 10 on the shot clock for the Spartans. Three-point attempt here by Skinner and knocks it down. And USC Upstate retakes the lead.
The patience collectively by the Upstate team. Finally got a decent look and knocked it down.
Scott the other way. The hook shot is short. And Helterhoff hauls in the rebound.
Good job by Helterhoff. He's making Scott make tough shots.
Atkins with the three-point try off the back iron. Sky's up there for the rebound. Upstate outscoring PC 7-3 since we've come out of the halftime break. Ori Mincy trying to change that here. It'll be Stewart in the near corner. Stewart driving in through the crowd and lays it in.
Well done. Kind of a semi-Euro step going through there or two. Finished under control. Tough situation.
Atkins with a great spin and finishes.
Beautiful basket, Michael. It's a great spin move by Atkins. He's a heck of a player. I'm very impressed with him tonight.
Pretty move by the freshman guard from Lubbock, Texas. There's King, the Euro step into the lane. Did he travel? No call, but
I think he got
King
away with one there.
Gets the layup to go. We're all tied at 42.
He either freaked everybody in the building out except for the officials, or he got away with one.
McConnell for three. The other way, yes.
It's a big make.
Upstate now back up by 3.
McConnell very relaxed in that delivery. No issues whatsoever, no hesitation. And they continue to put a little bit of pressure. Three-quarter court does Upstate. Causes PC to go a little bit further into the shot clock. Could pay off if they have a good defensive trip, the Spartans.
Hand off to Stewart. Hand it off to Mincy, who drives in, steps into the lane. No good, but King cleans it up.
Yeah, Mincy calls that because he created so much traffic in there. Everybody, collapsing to him, left his teammates free to easy tip.
Atkins with the 3, no good. Rebound. Stewart tapped to Scott, and that quick pass trying to spring King goes out of bounds, and that'll bring us to the media timeout. First of this second half as Upstate.
He drew 3 to him. Surprised he didn't make the bucket. Just put a little bit too much on it, but King right there for the follow-up. Good job supporting his teammate.
Iverson King into double figures with 11 on the night. Had 14 against Radford a couple of games ago. He had 6 points in his last 2 games coming into tonight and has rediscovered his form. Wilson with the steal on that cross-court pass. Lobs it up to Peterson, who slams it home.
Absolutely. That was just a bad pass by Upstate. Just a lazy pass. And Presbyterian turned it into a bucket.
PC back up by 1.
Can't afford those right now, Mike. Not in a close game.
Here's Gregory back up to the top of the key to Britt Harris. Chico Johnson to Harris once more. Under 10 to go on the shot clock. Harris with the bounce pass into Johnson, who lays it in. May have gotten hurt on the play.
No, I think he came out of his shoe, Mike.
No, lost the shoe there.
But he got it back on.
And well worth it after that bucket.
Yeah, no doubt. Nice finish.
And a foul on the drive by Peterson into the lane. That's charged to the freshman forward, number 8, Nick Book. New Zealand native.
Yep, hadn't seen a whole bunch of action thus far, but maybe starting to see some here in the second half.
Frequently coming off the bench as of late. He started 9 games this year, but make it his last 7 straight games coming off the bench. Mincy out of bounds. Knocks down the long jumper.
Classic case of take what the defense gives you. Not going to contest. You know you've got that kind of range.
Bounce into Skinner and a massive block by Peterson, but not a goaltend.
They actually did call it late. I don't think that ball was...
Very late call, but is called the goaltend. As we get another look at it, let's see, Ken.
I think the ball's too low. I don't think the ball had a chance to go in from there. I mean, it didn't even need to block it because it wasn't even going to get to the rim. But okay, I thought they were going to show it again. But no, I just think the ball was too low to be a goaltend. And if it was coming down and didn't have a chance because it wasn't above the rim, that's not a goaltend, right?
Probably had a chance just to grab the ball, though, Peterson. Yeah. One way or another on the goaltend call, you probably could have just grabbed it.
It looks better than you bat it, right?
Back and forth we go as Upstate now back up by 1. Here's Kaleb Scott posting up the other way on Nick Book. Getting into the lane with 5 seconds on the shot clock to go, but Scott gets the hook shot to go.
He's as good as there is in this league, especially for only to be 6'8" only, right? But 8 feet in, he's very effective around there.
Here's Gregory. Right, that pass along the baseline goes out of bounds, and Ken, keep an eye on this Mr. Dean back into the game with those 3 fouls.
Absolutely, and also credit Kaleb Scott for that, getting that ball back on the tournament. Might have got away with a little one there, but an excellent turn, good drop step, and a soft delivery with the right hand. Good D by Book on the low block. Ain't too much else you're going to do with that unless you just time it and go up and get it.
A case of good defense, but even better offense on that occasion. Make it 13 points now so far in the game for Kaleb Scott.
Absolutely.
Got out to that hot start for PC where he had the first 8 points for the Blue Hose. Nice to get the offense going again, and does. Boy, he's got that hook shot down, Ken.
No doubt, and Book played good defense. You can't play him too much better than that unless you're just a big-time shot blocker. Mr. Dean forcing it a little bit, feeling that he needs to get back involved in the game. I think he might have forced that a little bit.
BC up by 3, got the stop. Scott catches the ball on the entry pass. May have been high for some people, but not for the 6'8" Kaleb Scott, and he finishes off. And now Presbyterian lead 54-49, and that causes head coach Marty Richter to call a timeout. And we'll take it with them here on ESPN Plus. Presbyterian on another
bit more. Causing not so many of those to go in, but Scott's hit 3 in a row, I think, from down on the low block. Turning to his left shoulder. Can use either hand, but he'd rather use the right, of course.
Largest lead of the night here for PC as we come out of the timeout with Spartan ball here with Britt Harris. 3 by Atkins, no good, but Peterson crashed into Atkins there, and it'll be 3 free throws for Carmelo Atkins on the foul there. Peterson trying to claim
trying to fight over the pick by Helterhoff. And, you know, it's like I was saying before the break, you can't blame Helterhoff for that. I mean, Peterson just fell trying to get over the pick, and it's incumbent upon him to stay out of the landing area of the shooter, Atkins.
Atkins misses the first, comes into tonight a 74% free throw shooter from the line. This is his first trip to the line tonight, sitting on 12 points. Knocks down the second. Atkins, being a freshman, again, this is a very youthful team. USC Upstate, the youngest team in all of college basketball. He's firmly solidified himself in the starting role. This is 15th straight game in the starting lineup as he hits 2 of 3 there from the line. At 14 points, 5 rebounds, and the 10-point loss to Radford over the weekend did Carmelo Atkins. And as you see, has that primary responsibility of guarding Corey Mincy. Lobs it into Stewart, nearly tapped away.
Dean almost came
Wave to Peterson, who drives along the baseline.
Somebody better guard 14 on the baseline. It's his third monster dunk.
Say he's a high flyer, and boy, he's been showing it off here tonight.
Absolutely. What an athlete, Jalen Peterson.
DC up by 5. Kicked over to Atkins for 3, no good. Kobe Stewart calls in the rebound. Mincy the other way. 12 points in that first half, just 2 so far. Here almost halfway through the second half. Mincy, the step back jumper.
Excellent defense.
Well, off the mark, like you said, good defense there.
Sure was.
Dean the other way. Dean driving inside, stepping around. Doesn't get the roll as it went off the back iron. Scott securing the miss.
Tell Dean feeling that he needs to get more involved offensively, and also trying to let his defense turn into instant offense. Almost had a steal last time down.
Upstate's offense going a little cold at the moment. No field goals in the last 3 minutes and change. Stolen away there from Wilson, and commits the foul on Atkins. It's the third team foul on PC of the half. Both teams sitting on 3 team fouls, and a little under 10 minutes to go. For Wilson, that's his second of the game. Armani Gregory gets us back underway. Gregory guarded by Wilson. Over to Chico Johnson. Johnson spinning around looking for the pass. Harris on that far side. Harris kicks it over to Gregory. Under 10 to go on the shot clock. Gregory drives it in, kicked out. Harris 4-3 and hits.
Good ball movement, good patience by the Spartans. Found the open guy and he knocked it down. Big bucket.
Upstate back to within 2. With 9:16 to go. Mincy guarded by Gregory. To Peterson. Mincy once again wheeling around. Out to the corner. Stewart steps into a shot and hits the long jumper.
There's that trust factor. Mincy knew that Kobe Stewart was going to make that jump shot, so he gave it up. He had a pretty decent look himself. Chose to give it to his teammate. Knew he was in rhythm and well within range.
Stewart now up to 6 points on the night. There's Dean with the finish. Mr. Dean turned the music up, showing off his athleticism again.
Mike, I've said for years now, the great leapers get to the rim faster than anybody else. Did you see how quickly he got to the rim? Amazing.
Scott the other way, driving inside on Helterhoff again, connects, and the foul.
Pretty strong move there.
Kaleb Scott owning that matchup, now up to 17 points on the game. That will make it 19. Potential 20 coming as he'll get a chance at a 3-point play. You get another look at it here, Ken.
That's you know, it's really good D. He did hit him on the arm. But it's just better offense, like you said a little while ago. Just an excellent effort by Kaleb Scott. He's in his comfort zone when he's 8 feet and in to the basket and can deliver most of the time.
For Helterhoff, that's his third of the game. And for Scott, Free throw rolls in. Everyone was standing around
Kinda
thinking
froze in,
as
thinking
if
with
he
another
was going to
one.
have another
Yeah.
foul shot, but
Yeah.
it was a three-point play there.
That's what I
Scott
thought.
completes it and heads to the bench. 61-56 for PC. Harris steaming the other way down the lane and high off the window, finishes off that move.
Knocked Jamari Harvey down on the drive. I think he hit his hip bone.
Yeah, favoring the lower back.
Here, students are offered a real-life proving ground to practice the art and science of changing lives. Learn more today about Presbyterian College. For course information or to schedule a visit.
Back here, a little over 8 minutes to go here in the second half. Presbyterian leading 61-58. Taken away there by Upstate. Brett Harris, the bounce pass over to Dean. Dean inside, gets his shot blocked by King. Makes its way to Chico Johnson with the corner three. Rattles in and out. Dean with the offensive rebound. That's no good, but gets fouled on that shot.
Harvey, I think. Yep, got Harvey on that.
Harvey, that will be his second of the night. Mr. Dean will head to the line.
Yeah, he's asking to be taken out of the game. I think his hip bothered him where he fell on it, or that area. I don't know necessarily that it was the hip. But, and Jalen Peterson fell awkwardly too. I think he's okay, but he got banged up. So both of those guys will exit. And you get Wilson and Petaway in.
So Dean at the line. A 61% free throw shooter on the year. Another one of potential weaknesses so far in this rookie season for Dean is an efficient shooter otherwise. He misses the first. Again, he's third in the Big South Conference in field goal percentage. Coming into tonight shooting 57% from the field, and you've seen tonight he has 15 points on 7 of 10 shooting. Really efficient night in and night out for the Spartans as he goes 1 for 2 from the line there. Foul there as Wilson almost saw the ball stolen away.
Wow.
2-point game here, Ken, and while we have a chance, this has been a game where the offenses have really shown up. Upstate hitting 52% from the field, PC shooting 54%, and some key turnovers. Really not been a really even game throughout. The largest lead has only been 9 from USC Upstate's point of view back in the first half.
Kind of figured it would stay close, and it's almost like if you escape the pressure, then you attack and you can get something, a decent look, whether it's around the bucket or from 3. Seemed to be happening a lot tonight.
Here's Stewart, drive in with under 10 to go on the shot clock, kicks it over to Petaway, blocked, gets back into his hands, lobbed over to Wilson with 1 on the shot clock, gets it to go.
Remember that bucket.
And we'll have a review here. Did Tristan Wilson beat the shot clock buzzer there?
I thought he barely did, but they definitely want to take a look.
Down by 2. Again, like you said, that can be critical down the stretch. Head coach Marty Richter and companies talked about his team making winning plays. They've been in this situation in a lot of games this year where they have the lead or they're there within a possession or two in the second half. They just haven't been able to finish down the stretch and get those wins.
Great pass by Harris, but Book couldn't quite get it to go in.
Yeah, that hook shot by Nick Book halfway down and out. And PC gets the stop. 6:46 to go. Corey Mincy once again setting the offense for the Blue Hose. Iverson King into Kobe Stewart. Nice pass into Scott, who slams it home.
No nonsense. Scott with a great delivery on the pass.
Scott up to 22 on the night, puts PC up by 4. Here's Dean the other way. Almost runs into Book. Back up to Gregory. Gregory whirling around, finds Chico Johnson, who fakes the 3. That's in the push shot there, and we have a foul on that
Wilson,
scrum for the rebound. Wilson, perhaps King. It is on Tristan Wilson. And that's his third foul.
Trying to block out Book, I believe. Let's watch
Get
this.
another look at it.
Right here. Wilson. Yep, goes. They say, yeah, he undercut Book on that. It's a good call. They did. Just came in there and kind of rooted him out a little bit. Didn't mean to, I don't think.
Hand it back to Gregory off the inbounds. Atkins for three, and it hits!
A big bucket. Big bucket.
Upstate now just down by one.
BC's got to have somebody step up and score the ball now in clutch moments.
Atkins now up to 17 points on the night. His third three there, 6 of 11 from the field. Stewart the other way. Quickly under 10 on the shot clock to go. Corey Mincy gets it to go.
Great bucket by Mincy.
Probably would have scored either way with Dean pulling on the basket, but didn't matter as Mincy got the layup. BC back up by 3. Here's Dean playing with those 3 fouls. Dean driving into the lane. His little shot no good. Rolled off the rim there. Fight for the rebound. It's a jump ball. And the arrow favoring Presbyterian.
Book and King, classic battle under the boards. Not really under the boards, up on the boards. Both guys doing a great job of battling in the air, if you will. Book's giving him some good minutes. He doesn't, not anything that jumps off the, the screen, but he's offered a presence in there. Look at that, he's going up high, battling.
6'6" against 6'8" there.
Yep. Make him earn every bit of it.
And that speaks to the athleticism of a lot of these PC players. Even if the other player has an inch or two on them, they have that athleticism to jump up and grab the ball on those occasions. As Presbyterian takes a timeout here with 5:03 to go. The Blue Hose up on USC Upstate by 3.
That you've been taught your whole life and have been working on, and they got to come up to the 4 now.
In the words of head coach Marty Richter for the Spartans, he said, college basketball is not that complicated. All it comes down to is who can make the shots when it really matters and who can make those stops on the other end. We'll see who fits the description in that quote here in the next 4:56 between PC and Upstate. Mincy with the mid-ranger, no good. And a foul on that rebound as Atkins got pushed down. That's on Wilson. And that's number 4 for him.
Mincy kicking himself, knowing he had a great look easily within his range, just didn't knock it down. I wouldn't bet against him going down the stretch and missing too many more. Pretty good defense from Gregory, but Mincy quick enough and adroit enough with the ball to free himself to get that nice look from about 13 feet. Could not get it to go.
Gregory setting the offense once again, driving through the lane and gets the layup to go.
Yeah, it's almost like PC quit on the play. No one went over for the contest or tried to block the shot.
Sliced through the whole defense there, and it's a 1-point game once more. It's Kobe Stewart on the near side. Stewart 6 points on the night. Second leading scorer for this Blue Hose program. Let's see if he can make even more of an impact down the stretch. There he gets the floater in the lane.
Yep. I talked about the trust factor earlier. They like the ball in Three's hands as well.
Seesaw back and forth we go. The Blue Hose once again back up by 3. Tipped up into the air. Dean grabs it. Gets it taken away from him, and Scott comes away with it for the home side. Corey Mincy once again nearly had that pass to Stewart intercepted. Stewart in some trouble here on the ground.
Great job.
It'll be a jump ball and Spartans basketball.
Great job by the Spartans, tying him up there. Not letting any dribble penetration.
3:34 to go, Ken, and of course, like you said a couple minutes ago already, it's crunch time, and every possession, every play matters here down the stretch.
One possession game right here, Michael.
These are two teams who have struggled in these situations to put it together down the stretch and come up with wins. Well, now you're against each other. Someone's got to get the job done here. Presbyterian gets the steal as Gregory slips. Mincy over to Stewart. Stewart now setting the offense. Back to Mincy. Mincy curls into the lane. Wilson for three off the front iron. Right, tapped in by Stewart.
Turned his ankle a little bit too. Landing, I believe.
Rejoins the play quickly. Nearly picks the pocket of Gregory. Here's Skinner for three. High arcing off the window.
Great contest by Iverson King.
So again, the athleticism by Presbyterian. King really got up there.
Yeah, he really did. That was an excellent kick. Test of that shot. Peterson back in for Stewart. Stewart landed awkwardly, I thought.
You get another look at that sequence as Stewart tapped in the miss from Wilson, and as he came down, you see that scream in pain, perhaps rolling that ankle. He heads to the bench there, Kobe Stewart. Mincy able to get around the challenge of Atkins in the duel between the two number fours. Wilson with the ball there, guarded by Britt Harris. Back to the freshman guard once more. 10 to go on the timer. Mincy with the ball in his hands, 2:22 to go. Mincy with a couple of head fakes, tossed the three up there, and it bounced around and out.
Good rip by Mincy.
Steals it away from Dean. Corey Mincy has it slapped away by Carmani Gregory, but will stay with the Blue Hose.
Surprising he didn't get a foul on that. But a good job, quick hands by Gregory. Quick hands by Mincy, ripping Mr. Dean. I think Mr. Dean had his mind up. He was getting to the rim that time. Usually is successful doing that, but a nice pilfer there by four and White.
Stewart will trigger in from underneath the Spartans basket. Lobs it up to Scott. Over to Mincy. They expect a lot of the ball in number four hands the rest of the way, as we've seen for most of the night for Presbyterian.
He or three. That's where they're comfortable.
There's Stewart inside. A powerful drive by Kobe Stewart. Gets it to go off the window. DC up 71-64.
Nice bucket by Stewart. Big moment.
1:35 to go in this game. Presbyterian trying to snap a three-game losing skid. Atkins for three, in and out. King secures the miss. Presbyterian opening up another 6-0 run as they're trying to close out this game. King driving in, got it tapped away from him. Fight for it on the floor. Great Wilson shuffled it off.
Great job by Wilson getting that extra possession.
And Dean fouls Mincy. That's number 4 on him. They had 1-1 here for Corey Mincy. That's the 7th team foul for the Spartans. And Presbyterian trying to close out the Spartans here on their home floor. USC Upstate scoreless in the last 3 minutes and 17 seconds.
Yep.
Mincy makes the first free throw. Now 72-64, and this is key point that head coach Ronnie Richter has been keep on emphasizing, and his team once again struggling with, is making those winning plays, especially in the second half. You have the youth of the team. I mean, they're the youngest team in college basketball. They're going to be young anywhere they go as that three's off the front iron, but up against some experience here from Presbyterian and perhaps showing down the stretch. Atkins with another three, well off the mark.
Kind of desperation shots now by the Spartans.
Under a minute to go. A near steal. Mincy recovers it again. Can they get across the timeline? Ball was in the air when they did. And so, yep, a backcourt violation. Ball back to the Spartans.
You'd have to have 3 threes down the stretch and getting turnovers from Presbyterian. All but impossible, but doable.
Like you said, Jamari Harvey with just 2 points in 16 minutes of action. Gregory to inbound, the cross-court pass into McConnell. They'll need to score quickly. Gregory with the floater, bounces out, tossed around, and grabbed by King. And now they'll have to get into the fouling game with the shot clock turned off and 27.5 to go. This has been a really good back-and-forth game most of the way, but down the stretch here, USC Upstate's offense gone cold at the wrong time, currently on a scoring drought of 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's always a combination of that and good defense, and I felt Presbyterian was especially scrappy, if you will, down the stretch, and some good hands, good quick hands, creating turnovers and steals and that kind of thing. And on the other end, they made the plays. And you can say it was youth on the Spartans' part. Maybe it was, but it's tough to win in somebody else's building in D1 basketball. And Presbyterian, they got what they came out to get tonight, a win against Upstate.
King 2 for 2 from the line, up to 13 points in the game for him. Of course, no matter who the opposition is against, as McConnell launches that three, that was no good. 13 seconds to go. No matter the opposition, I think head coach Quinton Farrell will be really happy with the defense for Presbyterian. That inconsistency defensively for Presbyterian has held them back at times throughout the year, but defensively has been really good tonight as Mincy dribbles it out. We hit zeros on the clock, and PC takes this game 70.